variables and look into the attitude and behavior. If you look into the old model, the TAM model, it is only about the perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and the actual use. But for ETAM, there's also looking into external variables and attitude and behavior as well before we look at the actual use. I think there's something wrong here. Okay. So this is our research methods. For the research methods for this paper, we use systematic literature review, the SLR process, to actually synthesize the study. So hold on, can I just share again? Okay, great. Oh, okay, perfect. All right. So I hope everybody get to see the full view right now. So first up, when it comes to systematic literature review, the steps goes by identifying the objective first, as we already presented earlier, the 3 research questions. And then we have to look into the review protocol. And review protocol will include us looking into the sources, screen the articles, and then look into the full text articles. And then we have to look into the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So for this particular research, our inclusion criteria is we only take articles that are available as full text, and we only take around 2018 to 2023 articles, the one who's originally written in English, not translated, and the one that utilize ETAM. So even those that utilize TAM, technology acceptance model, without the extended version, is not included in this analysis. And we look at the area of studies under user adoption, because as we know, ETAM, there are a lot of different types of area of studies that can be done. But for this particular SLR, we're only looking at user adoption, and the publication must be indexed at least. So for the next process, we look at the quality assessment. These are the few areas that we look into: the topic area, the context must be clear, the methods must be adequately mentioned or described, the process must be clear, and then how they evaluate the data have to be accurate as well. At the end, we look at the data extraction, in which we actually only use the data after we have screened through everything. And those are the ones that we extracted and took into our paper for this particular research. And the one that we actually used will be mentioned in the in-text citation. So this is the whole complete process of systematic literature review. So our findings after we did the SLR, for the first research question is, what is the type of users technology adoption that can be measured using ETAM? So you can see here there are 5 different models that we have actually looked into, and all of these models it's a different type of use of how someone use ETAM or other researchers use ETAM, but all of them are ETAM. So from all these models, there are different types that we have actually identified. One would be users acceptance, measuring factors, measuring attitudes, and then also the evaluate the quality of technology application itself. For the second findings, what are the challenges for senior citizens to adopt digital healthcare surveys? Again, going through all of the processes and studying every one of this, not just 5, actually we studied more than 5 models, but obviously as we mentioned in the SLR, we have to screen through the one that's meet our inclusion criteria. So after screen through all of the one that meet our inclusion criteria, and after we look into all the external factors, as we remember in ETAM, the one external variable here, oh, you can't see my cursor. The external variable here is the one that we are going to see the study on the challenges. So therefore, we come up with 4. First is information and information quality, which would be the quality of information provided in the digital healthcare service platform. And second would be privacy and security. Now, this would be another challenge. Senior citizens, they might not be secured to share their information in actually using this platform, this mobile platform. And especially most of this platform will require them to insert in information such as their birth date and etc. in order for the platform, for you to actually access to utilize the platform. Another one is a trust. Trust would be for senior citizens to actually trust the usage of technology that can actually help their health. help them to have a better healthcare. So they perhaps do not have such trust and they're still very traditional. And lastly, would be the health literacy. So they themselves, if they are literate in regards to their health, most likely they will be more prompt to actually use digital healthcare services. But since one of the challenges is their literacy on health itself, and that will be something that could hinder them from using the platform. And therefore, how to utilize the extended technology acceptance model to measure this adoption among senior citizens. We actually have came up with our own framework, and again using ETEM, but the external variable will be information quality, privacy and security, trust, and health literacy. This is as per our findings in research question 2. So from that external variables, only then we'll be able to look into the perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, the attitude, and how it affects someone's the behavior. And then in the end, we can measure the actual use of digital healthcare among senior citizens. So that will be the outcome of our systematic literature review. And from here, we can see that it is important for us to look into the improvement and quality of digital healthcare services, especially in aging country like Malaysia. In 2040, the country is expected to have 14.5% of the total population is a senior citizens. So that therefore it's actually very, very important to look into this area of research. And there are a lot of other services that are actually looking into improvement for senior living. And so therefore this research will be very useful for them. And that will be the end of my presentation. I welcome any questions later.
Thank you very much for your very wonderful presentation. Anyone has a question for this presentation?
No, we have a Q&A session at the end, Dr. Mushtaq. So if anyone has any question, you can come to the Q&A session at the end and we will address all the questions and suggestions. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, so from your side, you said that there are only 2 presenters and the 2 are not yet ready. Am I right?
Yeah, correct. Please go ahead from your end.
Okay, so let me check. Our first presenter is paper ID 102. If still you are available, Data Septiatik. Dr. Data Septiatik. Are you available? Paper ID 102. Okay, this participant is not available. The next paper ID is paper ID 103. The paper title is 3 Valent Verbs in Balinese, Typology of Word Order Studies. Ni Komang Dia Resto Suari. Are you available?
No, she's supposed to join us from physically, but she's not available.
Okay. The third title in paper ID is 3109. The paper title is Demographic Antecedents of Co-worker Satisfaction After the COVID-19 Pandemic. Dr.
Yes.
Isse.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so can you please proceed to the screen sharing? Yes, and please share
Yes.
your.
I'm Nasrin Mohammadi, and my master Ishak Chichag. My article names Demographic Antecedents of Cohort Satisfaction.
We don't see your screen. Yes, now it's visible. Please.
Ah. Yes. Wait. Are you see?
Yes.
Can...
Yeah, please.
Yes. My article name is demographic antecedents of co-worker satisfaction after the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Nasrin Mohammadi, and my master, Dr. Işık Çiçek. And I start topics of article. Wait. Introduction. The article's introduction discusses how the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly changed the organizational structure and work patterns of business worldwide. The social isolation efforts, such as staying at home and maintaining a physical distance level, led to individuals feeling more isolated in their work environments, where they previously had personal relationships. As a result, individuals have started working more independently of each other. The pandemic has led to the emergence of different work models, such as flexible working hours, home office, and online work, which have been utilized more than ever before. To minimize the number of people in the internal environment, partial time work, shift work, and work from home models have become widespread. Purpose of the article to explain how the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the organizational order and ways of executing jobs in companies or any organization around the world. It aims to shed light on the impact of social isolation effects on work environments, task interdependence, and the use of different work models. The article suggests that the pandemic has led to a shift toward more independent work, online business models, and the use of flexible working hours, home office, and online working. Importance of this article. The importance of investigating the demographic antecedent of co-worker satisfaction after the COVID-19 pandemic lies in understanding the factors that affect co-worker satisfaction in the post-pandemic workplace. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on people's lives, including their work experiences, and has led to changes in work arrangements such as remote work and telecommuting. Therefore, it is important to investigate the factors that affect co-worker satisfaction in the post-pandemic workplace, particularly in relation to demographic variables. Understanding these factors can help organizations create a more satisfying work environment for their employee and improve their overall performance. What is co-worker satisfaction? Employee satisfaction or job satisfaction is quite simply how content or satisfied employees are with their jobs. Employee satisfaction is typically measured using an employee satisfaction survey. This survey addresses topics such as compensation, workload, presentation of management, flexibility, teamwork, resources, etc. Employee satisfaction is the foundation upon which employee engagement can grow and thrive. Age and co-worker satisfaction. Age is an important demographic factor that can influence co-worker satisfaction. Younger workers may prefer remote work due to its flexibility, while older workers may struggle with technology and feel isolated from their colleagues. However, research has shown that providing training and support for older workers can help them adapt to remote work and improve their co-work satisfaction. Gender is another demographic factor that can impact co-worker satisfaction. Women in particular may face challenges in balancing work and family responsibilities while working remotely. Organization can address this issue by offering flexible schedule and childcare support, which can improve co-worker satisfaction and reduce turnover rates among female employees. Job role and co-worker satisfaction. Job role is also a key factor in co-worker satisfaction. For example, customer-facing roles may require more interaction with colleagues and customers, making remote work less suitable for these positions. On the other hand, roles that involve independent work may be better suited for remote work as they offer greater autonomy and flexibility. Providing the right tools and resources of each job role can improve co-worker satisfaction and overall productivity. Sampling this article, we use 327 white-collar employees working in the service sector, convenient sampling. The reason for choosing the service sector business lines is that the occupational burnout of the employees of this sector is higher even before the pandemic. Method of this article, qualitative technique, the 4-item co-workers dimension of the job satisfaction survey developed by Spector. The differences in employee satisfaction levels according to age, gender, education level, organization tenure, job tenure in the workplace, and hierarchical position were also examined. Mann-Whitney U-test, Kruskal-Wallis test, a 5-point Likert scale. This finding, as you can see, education and job tenure in the workplace and organization tenure, significant relationship with co-worker satisfaction, and finding satisfaction level from co-worker was 3.47. Co-worker satisfaction level differed significantly in terms of education level, organizational tenure, job tenure in the workplace, and hierarchical position. The lowest satisfaction level were found among those with high school graduates, 5 to 10 years of organizational tenure, and job tenure is the workplace, and those working as middle managers. In conclusion, understanding the demographic antecedents of co-worker satisfaction after the COVID-19 pandemic is crucial for organizations to maintain productivity and employee retention. By addressing the unique needs and challenges of different age groups, genders, and job roles, organization can create a supportive and inclusive remote work environment that factors co-worker satisfaction and success. Thank you for listening my article.
Thank you so much. Thank you for presenting your presentation and research. And if anyone has any question, you can come to the Q&A session at the end and you can ask question or suggest something to the author and to the presenter. Thank you so much. And now we to the next presenter, that is That was 110. This was from the physical session. Am I right, Dr. Mushtaq?
Yeah, but the participant is not present. So
Nisa Omar. Nisa Omar.
participant is not present. The Nisa Omar already presented. 110 already presented.
And 120 also already presented. Am I right? The effect of transformational
Yeah,
leadership.
Yeah, virtually done.
Okay. Thank
Now
you.
come to the 208.
121. Is this participant available? Paper ID 121. Paper title Bala o Justicia. A comparative contextual analysis on the representation of the extrajudicial killing in the selected Filipino narrative films.
No.
Online participants, is this person available? This participant?
Yes, we have sent the video presentation to you.
Okay, you sent the video presentation. Thank you so much. Okay, the next presenter is paper ID 125, the paper title Determinants of Implementation of Environmental, Social, and Governance with the Mediating Effect of Environmental, Social, and Governance Culture.
Present or you want to skip? You want to present? Okay.
The participant is Zhijiang Zhao.
Okay, he's going to present. You can.
Okay, thank you.
You share the screen also with this. This is your presentation.
Yeah.
This one.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Zhao Zihou, a PhD candidate in Sergei University. Professor Mohammed Hisham Salamet is my supervisor. It is an honor to attend this conferences. Now I will make a presentation to you. The title of my presentation is Determinants of Implementation of Environmental Social Governance with the Mediating Effect of ESG Culture. The first part is abstract. This study investigates the determinants of environmental, social, and governance implementation and the mediating role of ESG culture. The study focuses on 4 independent variables: corporate volunteering, philanthropy, production safety, and socially responsible suppliers. The mediator is ESG culture. Dependent variable is ESG implementation. The background is the second part. In this part, I will explain ESG first. ESG stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance. It is a framework that companies and investors use to evaluate a company's sustainability and ethic practice. ESG has become increasingly important in recent years. Investors are increasingly seeking out companies with strong ESG performance. ESG has seen as an indicator of a good manager. and the company's need for comprehensive understanding of the determinants of successful ESG implementation and the mediating role of ESG culture. The third part is literature review. This table shows my variables definition. Corporate volunteering refers to the company encouraging and supporting their employees to engage in voluntary activities. Philanthropy refers to the voluntary donation of financial resource, goods, or service by companies to support charitable causes. Socially responsible supplier selection refers to a supplier that adheres to ethic, social, and environmental standards throughout its operation. Production safety refers to the implementation of policies, practice, and technologies that minimize the risk of accidents, injuries, or negative environmental impact throughout the production process. This is my MV and DV. Environmental, social, and governance culture refers to the shared values, beliefs, and norms that shape the attitude and the behaviors of employers, managers, and stakeholders towards sustainability and ethic practice. Implementation of environmental, social, and governance refers to the extent to which a company adopts ESG principles, standards, and practice into its core business strategy, decision-making process, and daily operation. This part is underpinning series. Oh, yes. This study is supported by these three series: stakeholder series, institutional series, and the resource-based view. This part is conceptual framework. This figure is the concept framework of this study. You can see. This part is my study's hypothesis. There is 12 hypotheses. The sixth part is the significance of the study. The significance of the study divided into two aspects. The first is a theoretical contribution. The study provides a comprehensive.
Sorry, your presentation slides are not moving. It's still, I just can't see the first slide. Can you please check it? The slides are not moving and I just can't, yeah, please. Okay.
Can you see now?
Yeah, it's okay now. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe you have to move the manually.
Oh, okay. Just like that. Okay. Sir, can you see?
They can see. They have no problem. This one is just here.
Oh, okay. That's
okay. The online is okay.
Theoretical contributes. The study provides a comprehensive understanding of the factors that contribute to successful ESG implementation and the critical role of the ESG culture. ESG culture was first proposed in this study. The second is practical contributes. This study offer a valuable insight for managers policymakers and stakeholders seeking to how to successfully implement ESG. And this part is conclusion. In conclusion, my study advanced the understanding of factors contributing to successful ESG implementation and highlighted the crucial role of ESG culture in this process. We believe that our three ethical and practical contributors will help the companies successfully implement ESG. And the future research could explore the additional independent variables from environmental and governance area, such as the renewable energy usage and the biodiversity, like that. Thanks all you to listen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we would like to proceed for the next presentation. And I would like to call presenter ID number 208, web-based grade school monitoring assessment.
Yes, good morning. Can I be heard?
Yes.
My
Please.
ID number is 208. Okay, I'll now share my screen. Okay, so good morning. I am Dr. Flordeline A. Cadalinia, and my co-author is Menali S. Gambe, and our research project is on web-based grade school monitoring assessment. So I am presently connected at Mindanao State University at Naawan Campus, Philippines, and I obtained these are my educational qualifications. And I am presently the director of the Institutional Planning and Development at Mindanao State University. And my co-author is also connected at St. Peter's College in Iligan City, Philippines, and presently the Dean of the College of Computer Studies at St. Peter's College. And so our study, the abstract of our study is, this study is to design a database and an online monitoring system that will check the quarterly examination of the grade fuel pupil students at St. Peter's College. And we also apply a waterfall model framework in designing and developing the system. And we also implemented a system lock-on console for the students in performing the online grading assessment. And we also we utilize the system usability scale to test and address the end user's requirement for the implementation of the system. The description of the study is, the idea of this research project is on monitoring and assessment pupils' progress in the grade school at St. Peter's College, Iligan City, Philippines, which is one that has been around for many years. Traditionally, this process was done with paper-based assessment, and subjective grading systems was always made quarterly. However, during the pandemic of COVID-19, the administration was unprepared in developing this technology. And so with the advent of web-based technology, there has been a drastic shift towards web applications, especially in grade school monitoring and assessment. Finally, this web-based grade school monitoring and assessment has the potential to revolutionize the way teachers, parents, and administrators approach pupil progress tracking. While there are some potential drawbacks to consider, the benefits of increasing transparency, customization, and efficiency makes this viable option for the school to improve its assessment practices. It is important for school and universities to carefully consider the implications of implementing these systems and take steps to address potential issues. So this is this diagram is the relationship diagram of the project, wherein we have three end users. We have the teacher, the pupil, and the classes, wherein teachers would create class schedules, the ID, the information of the students, and the type of exams or quizzes which the teachers will input in the system. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Next, this is the context diagram of the project. So we have the teacher, the pupil, which this will input data or information in generating the web-based grade school monitoring assessment. So we have the assessment tools, the different types of assessments. It could be a quiz or an examination or a quarterly examination. So this can be edited, modified, based on the lesson plans being provided or created, designed by a teacher. And then we have the pupil who can take the exam asynchronously, and then asynchronous and asynchronous. Then we have the web-based grade school monitoring assessment. So from there, it will then process. Then the teacher can view the assessment which he or he created, in the system. Then we have the access of pupils' results, the view of the class and the subjects. This would also allow students in taking the assessment based on the settings provided by the teacher, and also the view assessment results, of which student can also see what was the result after the examination. Next, on the conclusion, the research project, this will transform the way teachers and administrators track performance, monitor, and assess pupils' progress. And this is to provide an easy way of collecting, analyzing test examinations, results, and data, and also in terms or in forms of communicating with parents about the progress, the performance of the students. This would also reduce paperwork, saving teachers time and energy in checking the output of the students via online. And then this would also provide better academic outcomes for pupils. And lastly, this would web-based application for grade school monitoring assessment gives and leverages to improve the quality of education. So on the appendix side, the researchers, we provided a research letter to our respondents, our target respondents, to the principal, that we will conduct a research project during the pandemic. And so this is the user manual we created, we designed. This is the teacher's manual, wherein teachers can sign in or log in the account. And then all the informations are being fed in this system web application. And also these are detailed steps of which the teacher could provide individual information of the subject itself. Then we have also to add all the students who are officially enrolled in the class. On this aspect, on this screenshot also, this is to give or generate a new type of exams in the current semester or the school year that the students who are enrolled. And then questions can be fed into this system. And then the students in this portion also, the teacher can now assign pupils as to the examinations that he will take the exam. And then on the other side, on this screenshot also, this is on the registration of the students, because we provided a unique ID number for each student with a password. And this is to lock in with the use of the console theory, or a language that we provided in the system. So again, we have here the selections, the exams, or the types of questions that the teacher created in the web-based monitoring and assessment. And so for that, thank you for listening. Good day.
Thank you very much for your very wonderful presentation. It's an excellent work. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Dr. Shakir, do you have any other presenter? Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
And do you
Sorry,
have
I
any
was muted. I was muted. So there are two more participants. The paper ID 125, the determinants of implementation are, no, not this one, 125. Social, this is done. Yeah, the 126, paper ID 126. The title is the influence factor of secondary school students' intention toward technical and vocational education and training, evidence from Peninsular Malaysia. Rosiana Shari. The presenter is Rosiana Shari. Are you available?
No, she is not available.
She's not available?
She is not available.
126. I need to check it. It is absent. Sorry, 126. Okay, the next paper ID 127. The paper title is a structural equation-based study of the factors influencing consumer purchase decision in live streaming marketing. The presenter is Xu Fei. Are you available?
Not presenting.
Not presenting. Is he or she available or not ready to present?
Available, not presenting.
What's the reason?
And didn't bring the presentation slides.
Oh.
Skipping the presentation. So and the last presentation 208, web-based already presented.
Okay, and the other participants are listeners, am I right? Yeah, listener, this one. And the two participants, 102 and 103, are not available, am I right?
How about Bala? Can you give me the paper ID?
Paper ID 102 and 103.
No, they didn't. They are not available. They didn't come. They're supposed to come.
Okay. So I think this is the end of this session because most of the participants, many participants sent their video PPTs and some of them are not available. So yeah.
Hello, I'm actually here. I'm from Balao, Hiskia. We have sent the video.
Yes, you sent the PPT. We will upload the PPT to our YouTube channel, and you will see that PPT on our YouTube channel. So please, I will.
So we're
not
presenting.
Dr. Maria, would you like to present again?
If you want to present live, is also okay. We are okay with that. If you have the slides and if you want to come online to present live on Zoom.
Oh, okay. We actually said that we will be just presenting the recording. That's why the presentation is recorded.
Okay, okay. So if you still wanna play it online, here is also okay. Otherwise, it's already uploaded to our YouTube channel and no problem. It will be recorded and will be played online. Yeah, that's no issue. So don't worry about that. And yes,
All right, maybe I'll just present the video.
you will present a video.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
can
Go,
I?
go for it. Please. You can share your screen with the video.
Good day, everyone. I am Faye Corpus, a student researcher from Lyceum of the Philippines University. Today, I'll be presenting a research paper entitled Bala o Hostisya, a comparative contextual analysis on the representation of the extrajudicial killings in selected Filipino narrative films. So, in accordance with SHERAC, films are created as a definitive response to occurring social problem in one society. It can reflect both past and present societal issues of the nation. So, in this study, selected EJK-related narrative films were analyzed to depict the representation of extrajudicial killings in their respective genres. The films analyzed are Neo Manila by Michael Red, Baybas by Eric Mati, and Respeto by Treb Monteras. So these films are classified as narrative films since the plot in film narratives are based on the representation of one's event. And in this case, the extrajudicial killings of former President Duterte's war on drugs campaign. On the other hand, Hofileño discussed the EJK-related themes under the regime of President Duterte was made due to the temporary relief it impacted the Philippine cinema, since it recognized the social and political conflict of the nation. This study determined the response of the Philippine film cinema to the societal issues of EJK and the representation of EJK-related films in their respective genres, whether it represents the injustices among the victims or the number of bullets it occurred during the war on drugs campaign, hence Bala o Hostisya. Moving forward to the significance of the study, the following are the group that will benefit from this study. First are the Filipino youth, since the aim of this study is to educate and raise awareness regarding the topic of EJK that happened during the regime of President Duterte. Second are the film enthusiasts and viewers, to be more critical of watching films as they read between the lines of the film narratives. Third are the future filmmakers that will make progressive films and offer creative solution in light of this issue. Fourth are the future researchers that might want to make an in-depth study and research regarding this topic. And lastly are the families of the EJK victims as we acknowledge the representation of the victim in the EJK-related films and bring light to the topic of EJK. For the rationale, first is to identify the representation in the common themes used of EJK under the film genres of selected EJK-related films. Second is to analyze the mise-en-scene's aesthetics and configuration used in the genres of the EJK films. Lastly is to have an understanding that some of the EJK-related films can be the representation for the voiceless. Moving forward to the research question, the study aims to determine the main question of the research, what are the representation of the chosen EJK-related films in their respective genre? And in line of the research question is an attempt to answer the following sub-questions by gathering information from the selected EJK-related narrative films. First sub-question is what are the mise-en-scenes, configuration, and aesthetics used in the scenes in the EJK-related narrative films. Second sub-question is what are the common themes in the representation of the EJK-related narrative films. For this study scope and limitation, this study only focused on the EJK-related films that were made locally and were released under Duterte's regime. And this study only focused on the three selected films that were also chosen to be featured during the 17th New York Asian Film Festival that showcases a lot of films that heavily tackles societal issues of one's nation. So these films are Eric Matis by Bust, Michael Red's Neo Manila, and Treb Montera's Respeto. As for the conceptual framework of this study, since this is a comparative contextual analysis, it focuses on the three films by Bus, Neo Manila, and Respeto, and the main objective of this study is to identify the representation of EJK through the mise-en-scenes. The mise-en-scenes were divided into two parts: the aesthetics that tackles the cinematic techniques of the film, and the configuration part where it tackles the genre conventions per film. So first is the aesthetics. This study identified the cinematic technique adopted from Sri Kumar, the decor, lighting, space, costumes, and acting, and moving forward to the configuration part, where the study used the genre film theory to identify the genres of the film. Under this genre film theory are the genres action, crime and thriller, society and war, and drama. And below this, the genre convention, the location, the catalyst, the avatars, and the level of conflicts. And just to clarify, the genre conventions are the factors in identifying the different genres used. Because in every genre, there are different treatment per film. So these genres were classified by the filmmakers themselves, and the researchers have used the contextual analysis to validate the content of the configuration of the genre conventions of the selected films. And as you can see that the level of conflicts is related to the conflict theory, which is one of the theories this study used aside from genre film theory. And under this section are the assumption theories adopted from Karl Marx from his theory, conflict theory, and there are below this is the four assumptions of conflict theory that are the war, structural inequality, and competition, which are the indicators of the level of conflict. So the first theory is genre film theory. This was used to analyze the aesthetic and technicalities of the film. There are many film scholars that tackled this theory, and this study makes use of Stephen Neal's insights regarding genre film theory, where he mentioned that films have instances of repetition and differences. So this means that films will have the same genre, but at the same time have differences in order to still be distinguishable. So it will catch the audience attention. He mentioned that in order to identify the genre of these films, there should be an analysis on the technicalities of the film, such as the decor, lighting, and color theory, and the likes. So second theory is the conflict theory. This was devised by Karl Marx, and he describes that conflict occurs when there's a limited amount of resources for a community. He also wanted to identify what mainly causes conflict, which results in the following assumptions: the competition, structural inequality, and war. So this theory was used to identify and categorize the representation of the films regarding EJK and the conflict that occurs in the films. The data information were gathered through the method of comparative contextual analysis. This was presented by a screenshot of the specific scenes along with the timestamp and description of its context per films. So the data was compiled through information observation, and also a comparison to real-life EJK events was also conducted. So as for the mise-en-scene, the configuration in the genres of thriller and crime, society and war was based on the genre conventions adopted from Coyne from his book The Story Grid. While Hellerman, the genre convention of drama, is adopted from his article from the Exploring the Drama Genre in Film and Television. The Song of Sparrows of Sri Kumar's list of mise-en-scenes code was also used in the study. So the researchers' code matrix use this as a method to identify the cinematic techniques that is used in the EJK related narrative films, such as the decor, lighting, space, costumes, and acting. As these five factors can help in the development of the narratives and the elements that can be conveyed through the audience cinematic experience. while IARP's assessment of the image of the Nigerian police in Bloody Night and Open Through 2017 and Westerback's police brutality, overpolicing, and mass incarceration in African American film 2019, these films examines the role of the police and police brutality in the paper selected films as follows: the conspiracy and cover-up, torture and extrajudicial killings, corruption, police brutality, and social class inequality. And each of these elements has its own characteristics to provide the researchers with a further foundation for analyzing the three chosen films. Moving forward to the ethical discussion, the researchers scrutinize the details of the film through their cinematic techniques and context. The following are the ethical issues that the researchers has foreseen in conducting this study. First is that the researchers pledge not to be biased and simply discuss the findings and data from the content and contextual analysis of the three chosen EJK-related films. Second is the researchers did not tolerate any form of political propaganda and only discuss relevant topics and the scope of this study. Lastly, the researchers maintained ethical professionalism and credibility as researchers. Moving forward to the results and discussion of this study, the results of the EJK in the films were represented by Dermis and Sons. Configuration that tackles the genre convention, the common themes, and Miss and Son aesthetics that tackle the cinematic techniques of the films. So the first part of the result is regarding the common themes of the three chosen films. So the first common conflict theme is structural inequality, and its indicators are social class inequality and corruption. Second common conflict theme is competition, and its indicators are conspiracy and cover up. And the last common conflict theme is war, and its indicators are torture and extrajudicial killings and police brutality. So the conflicts determine the indicators based on the results and findings of this study. Second part of the results and discussion of this study is the Miss and Son configuration that tackled the genre convention. So the findings of the paper have found that each film falls into similar genres based on the codes and themes from the methodology of this paper and determining the narratives of each film. So the genre convention of the film similarly fall under the genre of society in war, drama, crime, and war and crime thriller, which are similar in the portrayal of the catalyst and avatars in the EJK related films. So the location and the settings, on the other hand, of the three films takes place in the slums of Manila, where the extrajudicial killings representation in the film narratives occurred. The next discussion are the results of the Miss and Sons aesthetics that tackle the cinematic techniques of the films. So the filmmakers created films to employ a specific approach to enhance the meaning and message of specific subjects and genres. So the decor evokes the ambience of the films, real-life events, and it concentrates mostly on Manila slums, giving the idea to the audience that it takes place in a typical EJK setting. A film setting, costumes, and acting are employed to provide a more in-depth feel for what the character is given in a role or in a film by how they move, behave, and justify a certain role that is allocated to them. So this is not really relevant in all films because it only provides a greater understanding of a certain moment in a film narrative. So overall, the aesthetics and cinematic techniques are only a component of the film, but not all of them can really depict a real life event because the bulk of them simply provide an atmosphere and filter to the role and material use. So, therefore, the overall conclusion of this study, the depiction of extrajudicial killings in the Philippines in the film industry has become rampant and common since former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's war on drugs campaign occurred in the country. So, the real-life EJK event was conveyed visually through the use of cinematic techniques and aesthetics, such as the decor, lighting, space, costumes, and acting. So, they were portrayed by using the Miss and Son aesthetics and cinematic techniques. And when it comes to genres and genre convention, they tend to establish the tone for how the film will be perceived all throughout the film. So it depicts how characters might appear in a specific film The use also of the appropriate aesthetics has a significant impact on the viewers since it serves as a roadmap for how the picture will unfold all throughout the film narratives. So, in line with the findings of the study, filming these types of films can be a way of communicating for us to be conscious and share the message that will act as a voice for the voiceless. I just want to say thank you so much for listening and say that mabuhay ang pelikulang Pilipino, mabuhay ang mga Pilipino. Maraming maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think this is the end of this live presentation session. And now we are coming toward the Q&A session. So if you have any question regarding the participants, you can ask it now from the participants who already presented.
Do we have any question from our end regarding the publication or any other question?
Yeah, it's not only limited to the presentations. If you have questions regarding publication, journals, the conference regarding IARP or anything else you want to ask, you have confusions or any other things you want to share with us.
I think we believe that participants have no extra question. They don't have a question. So we would like to end off this session. And
Sorry,
then again,
let me just share something with them and remarks from my side, then we can proceed to the other things. And I'm really very happy to join you all today in this session. And I hope you all also enjoyed the session, both physical and online session, today's session. And thank you so much for participating in our virtual and physical conference. And as I saw that all the researchers in both sessions have very good research ideas, and they had put their efforts for the best in all the papers I observed, I read and I observed the presentations, the data over there was supported by good methods and theoretical frameworks, achievable objectives, but still we need to improve some of the aspects of the papers and improvement. If you need any other help, we are available and we will help in the improvements of your paper. And some of the participants were not able to join us, but they already sent their video PPTs, and I'm sharing our YouTube link. You can go here and see and watch your video PPTs. This is the link. I shared it here in the chat box. You can go there and watch the video PPTs on our YouTube channel. And those who yet didn't send their video PPTs or were unable to present on Zoom, they can send their video PPTs to our email address. I'm sharing here in the chat box. This is our email address. You can send your video PPT, or if you have any questions, you can ask through email. I shared in the chat box. And one thing more I need to share and inform you that all the abstract were reviewed by our reviewers very neutrally, and the results will be shared in the form of awards. Awards mean certificates, and you will receive all the certificates, including your co-author certificates and proceedings through your email. And in the physical event, you will receive it from our session chair. And I'm looking forward to see you in our upcoming conferences. But here again, I'm sharing our Facebook page link that you can go here and follow our Facebook page. I'm sharing here in the chat box that you can be updated with our upcoming events and conferences. So you can see here the Facebook page. Please go there, like and follow it. Yeah, again, I'm sharing our WhatsApp number here in the chat box. So if you have any question, you can even ask us the WhatsApp number. This is our WhatsApp number. 376849. Yeah, you can add this WhatsApp number for asking questions or any other things you want to share. So that's all. In regarding the publication, we have a journal that is open access journal, F1000 research, and it's quite easy, quite author oriented process. You can submit fast and you can select your own reviewers based on specific criteria, as I mentioned. So we recommend you to go for submitting to F1000 research, and you will get a discount when you submit it through IARP gateway. And we have many other journals if you want to go for publication, including Google Scholar, international peer review journals. So yes, that's about the publication. And if you have any question about publication, you can ask now. Yeah. Yeah, any question from both online, offline participants?
No questions.
No question. So once again, I request you to open your cameras, including me, that I can take a picture with your smiley faces, and later on we can use it for our website, on our website. So please be ready, and I am taking a screenshot. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. And Dr. Mushtaq, if it's possible, please you take photos in front of the banner with the proceeding and the certificates, and please share it with me later. Thank you.
Thank you. I would request Dr. Mohammed, Professor Mohammed, to help me for the distribution of the certificate, please.
Yeah, so please, can you turn the camera that we can see the ending ceremony of certificate distribution? Just turn your laptop camera to the location. Yeah, thank you so much.
I guess you can see.
Yeah. We can see the board and the banner. Yeah, thank you so much.
We have the Dr. Nurul Nisa Umar. You will be receiving your certificate for your co-authors as well. Okay, the next one I would like to request to Dr. Soho. So this one I will present it to you.
Thank you so much. And if it's possible to take one group photo.
We will be having a one group picture. All of these, yeah, all of these, please.
I think there is lightning in the background. I don't know.
Can I have a selfie? 1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And now the physical participants can enjoy their lunch in the hotel. And yeah, we will finish it here online. And still, if you have any question, I share the information, the email and the WhatsApp. You can be connected through these channels. Yeah.
Same goes from our end as well. We would like to thank all the participants joining us virtually. It was very wonderful sessions, wonderful presentations presented virtually. And the same goes to the presentation presented physically. And now physically, we will thank you. We will have our lunch down there. We have a lunch as well. Thank you and goodbye to everyone. And have a wonderful weekend.
So
Have a
much.
wonderful weekend.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.